Hello, welcome to the training session on revolution in financial services. I am really thankful for TDRA for providing us opportunity for giving this state of the art seminar on financial services revolution. This is Umar Aziz and I am your trainer from uh, I am in information technology industry from last 17 years, and I have been working in mobile applications, desktop applications, and blockchain applications, data science, and cryptocurrencies and consultancies of different applications around the world. So let's get started. This is our today's menu, and we are going to do it in three steps. First of all, we are going to have blockchain and financial sector, and then blockchain and the insurance industry, and then we are going to do it with the blockchain and the financial regulators. Let's get started with the first thing that we are going to do is blockchain and the financial sector. So the world has seen several innovations radically transform the way economic value was created and captured by the individuals and the companies. Like the wheel, it was a great invention and it has made a lot of innovation in the automobile industry. Then a compass that helped to find the directions in the world, and then the intercontinental travels. Peoples can travel with their luggages and export material from one place to another using the ships and the sea. Then a steam engine was a great invention which helped to move with a lot of luggage and passengers on the roads, and then it added to the railways who made a lot of contribution in the economic growth of the world. Then automobiles, people can have their own transport vehicles to travel or transfer the goods from one place to the other place in this global village. And then the aeroplanes, the people can travel a lot of distance in a very less time. So that is because of the airplanes that can carry the passengers and the different materials with it. Then the computer, a very good innovation which helped to communicate, send messages, emails, and process a lot of information, keep the data private, and have a lot of interaction with the employees, and the organization transformed a lot with the help of this invention. And finally, the internet, who has made the global village to the whole world. An email can be sent in less than a second from United States to Japan, and it arrived to the inbox of the receiver. So these are the inventions done in the world, and they have given a lot of uh, economic growth to the whole world. Now we talk about 30 years ago, the internet came into the world and it has given a lot of adoption in the general purpose technology. People quickly embraced it as an instrument and they shortened the distance between themselves, allowing them to communicate in a real time. Like Internet of Things, the smart hospitals, smart watch, smart vehicles, smart robots, they all are contributing in the world, and the world has become smart because of Internet of Things. The fastest internet, the 5G, which can help to transform a very high speed data from one place to another place. And this is also the invention of the internet. And then live chats like WhatsApp, Skype, and Google Talk, and a lot of messengers like Instagram can be used to communicate messages to the social media like YouTube. And a lot of these innovations have been become possible because of the internet. And now an email which can go more faster than the plane, and it can make a lot of innovation in the world by communicating the message very quickly. Before that, there was a telegram and a fax, and but the email contributed a lot as compared to these two technologies. Even now, if we want to send an email to all of the employees for the notification about the holidays or some important meetings or discussions or the workshops, we can do with the one single email. Now, for the first time in the history, a person in the US can send an email to Japan and it will received instantly. So no need to wait, no need to use courier, no need to pay for postage stamps. Simply clicking a button will send the message in the recipient's inbox. Then, of course, a lot of other amazing use cases have been followed the birth of internet. Here we can say, I want to send an email and it will go quickly to the inbox of the receiver. How fast is it and how it transformed the industries? Also, people started creating the informational websites. Yes, I want to sell my product. I had a product and I want to sell it to some place, so I can create a website and then this product can be given to that website and the viewers can come and visit to this website, and these viewers are here to see the product and they can place orders, and then these products can be delivered to the receivers. So that's made a lot of good communication on the world. Also, we are going to the place and that is the first time visit to that place, so we have landmarks and we can travel from one place to another place just using the Google Map services. So we can use Google Map to go to the one place to the other place, and this is because of the internet. And also we can exchange a lot of files like Dropbox, and we can order food like Food Panda. We can shop online like Amazon, Daraz, and AliExpress, a lot of eBay, Walmart. So a lot of smart e-commerce platforms are available that are working because of the internet. We can watch movies like Netflix. No need to go to a video shop and buy a video tape and then go to the VCR and plug it with the PC. No, we can have a smart television and we quickly go to see the movies directly by the Netflix. Then also location services, as I have said before, the Uber become the successful uh, taxi company in the world, and also Kareem and Jenny, a lot of products that are providing the destination services with the help of Google Maps. Now, if we talk about the maps, no one say this map means it is a paper map. Everyone considers, yes, this is a Google map who will help us to find the place. We are new to some city and we are going to visit some office for the first time, and we can do it with the help of Google Maps. And then WhatsApp, we can transform the video message, audio message, text message quickly to the destination or the receiver or the group of receivers. And WhatsApp allows a lot of features to make groups business profiles, marketing strategies, voice messages, video messages, and text. And then Dropbox. I want to share the big files from the team we are working together. That can be the Excel sheet, the Microsoft Word document, or the PowerPoint slides. So we don't need to use a lot of carrying devices like USB, smart devices. We can quickly put it into the Dropbox, and the link of the Dropbox can be shared by all the users who are interested to work on the same document. And then Food Panda, who will allow us to get food anywhere. We can have a food anywhere in the world. I'm traveling to Dubai for the first time and I want to have an ice cream. So, no need to go and find the ice cream shop. Just pin up your location that I'm at the airport and I want to have a ice cream. So, the Food Panda will provide you this ice cream, and that's really interesting. So, the internet invented and made the world global village. And also the Amazon, we are going to do the shopping for our festival. It can be the Christmas, it can be the Eid festival, it can be the Diwali, and we don't need to go and visit the market. Just select your things from the Amazon and they will be delivered to your home. So this all become possible because of the internet. So internet was the biggest industry which also made easy for doing the information exchange. Like Google, I want to search something, I simply go to the Google and find it. I want to do the biography of someone, I can go and find the wiki. I want to know about some technology, technical things, I can go read it from the Reddit. And then Quora, to find a very good informational blogs, tutorials about some new technologies or the places or the restaurants or the hotels and many other online services. So now in this era, when we are talking about the map, this map doesn't mean a paper map, but it means a Google map which will help us to guide and reach the destination by using the GPS location services. So this all become possible because of the internet. The Google, Wikipedia, Quora, Reddit, Medium, one of the biggest reading tutorial and the finest rated blogs can be found on the Medium on the state of the art technologies, and it's really good. Medium is founded by the Facebook and then blogs and vlogs. So we have a lot of YouTube videos that guide us, the travel guide, the cooking guide, the stitching guide, and anything we want to learn about the technology or the home service or the plumbing or the electricity or the machine making or the artificial intelligence. So there are a lot of vlogs and blogs available to do it quickly, and it become possible because of the internet. So there is a big company that name is Blockbuster. It was the largest video rental company, but it became bankrupt. Why? Because it failed to adopt the changing environment where online streaming and the digital distribution become prevent for the business. So, the Netflix managed to build a super business model which was well positioned for the opportunity offered by the digital world. So, Netflix is there and it is selling a lot of movies every day. But the Blockbuster, that was one of the biggest videotape companies, is bankrupt because they haven't aligned themselves according to the latest need of the world. So this is Blockbuster, and that's Netflix, and this is Spotify. If I want to hear some music, I don't need to go and buy the music tape. I can simply go to the Spotify. It is like Netflix, and we can have our favorite audio songs there. Similarly, the Pandora, it is also an audio streaming website and similar to the Netflix, and they are performing really well. Now, the examples of the industry that have been completely reshaped by the internet are countless. And the companies that manage to win the big are the ones that embrace new technology, build their business models around it, like PayPal, Visa, Western Union, MasterCard, American Express. So they have facilitated the people. I am planning to travel United States of America and I had some balance in my account. I just keep the Visa card or American Express or the MasterCard with me and I quickly go and travel there and use my own funds in my account in United Arab Emirates or Pakistan, and then I can use all this because of these services that are facilitated in both countries. Similarly, I'm earning a lot of money and I want to send this money back to my family that is situated in Emirates. So I send it through Western Union, I can send it through PayPal, and simply this money will be transferred. So now, why we are talking about this? Yes, the internet has made a lot of innovations in the world, and similarly, this is expected from the blockchain. So, well, we want to give you an idea of how profound the impact of blockchain could be in our 10 years or 20 years. So, blockchain is a collection of blocks, one block, and other block, and then these all blocks are connected with each other. So this is called a blockchain. So they are connected in the form of chain, and this chain is growing every day because more and more people are relying on that, and they all are going to have a trust and they do transactions on the blockchain, and this chain is growing more and more every day. So, chances are high in the business world that it will do an impact in an comparable manner. So, this is truly fascinating time to keep up the technological innovations. So, we have created this material to help you understand the blockchain technology, not in just a speculative aspect, but with the thousands of new crypto assets coming along. If we want to truly empowered by the it, so we should try to understand what actually does and how it can be applied to the real world. Think of this moment as in 1990s when the internet came and it has evolved the whole world. Now in 2009, the blockchain came and it has a big impact in the world economy. Yes, it came up with the first ever cryptocurrency, that is Bitcoin, and then Litecoin, and the Bitcoin came up with the colored coins which can have the digital assets attached to it. And similarly, there was the birth of Ethereum, and Ethereum was a little bit different from Bitcoin. So, Ether coin was having two things: first, a currency, and the second, it was having a smart contract. So, the smart contract is an executable computer program that can be used to perform the specific automated task on the place. So like this, and now we already presented you with the fundamentals of blockchain and why it is such an exciting new technology. Now it is time to consider how it can be applied and integrated in our world. We are not going to talk about the cryptocurrencies and the market speculation. Hopefully, we didn't just lose half of our audience with that statement. But we are going to tell the real world applications where the technology of blockchain can be applied. This is something much more vulnerable in the long run. So, in each of the next slides, we will examine a different industry We will consider the impact of blockchain and can have on its future, what the business opportunities will arise. So when this comes to the coincidence that we are starting with the financial sector, as we already said that the financial services industry has been stagnant for quite some time, and the technology known as the internet of money is going to disrupt the existing status quo. We know that 4 billion peoples are unbanked since the invention of Bitcoin. So, this was the first ever cryptocurrency, and this cryptocurrency enforced the people to withdraw their funds from the banks. So, no one is going to rely on a bank, and they transferred their monies from banks to digital currencies. So it had an impact because there is no third parties, no intermediate person is going to know about your assets, funds, uh, your business value, your market demand. So no third party is there who is going to know your secrets. So secrets are not known by any third party there. So that's why people had more trust on the cryptocurrencies as compared to the banks. And for transferring the amount from one place to another place, a bank needs approximately 3 days, at least 3 days. But in case of Bitcoin, we can do it in a few minutes. So the transaction can be completed in few minutes, and when it is get matured, it is transferred to the destination or the receiver. So that's the big invention by the cryptocurrencies in the financial sector. So this is the question of bit more a question when and how the other industries will adopt the blockchain. We all know that the banking services could be disrupted in the future, and it will best to start distinguish between the two main types of banks. The first one is called the commercial banks, and the other are called the investment banks. So the commercial banks, uh, these are called the regular banks, and they are going to provide us loans, and also they are going to store the savings. So I went to a bank, I opened the account, and I started doing the business with that bank, and now I want to start my business, I want to have some loan. I request them to give me some loans, and the same bank is going to charge me some amount for the loan in the shape of interest, and this type of bank is called a commercial bank. So these commercial banks are also called the traditional banks, and who are mainly involved with the deposit taking and credit giving activities. That's all. The first one is deposit taking, and the second one is credit giving. So these banks collect deposit from people and companies who have saving, and then lend the money to the borrowers. So the difference between the interest they pay to the depositors and the interest they charge borrowers is called the spread of that bank, and represent the commercial bank main source of revenue. So this is called a spread. So the whole banking, conventional banking or traditional banking or the investment or the banking is called doing all of its revenue on the basis of the spread. Now, there is another type of bank, and that is called a traditional investment bank. In addition to the years, commercial banks started few other services such as international money transfer, We say this wire transfer, also MoneyGram and Western Union, Visa, MasterCard, American Express. So they all are the other features, and also they give the letter of credit. What is letter of credit? I am doing business and I have some manufacturing company and I operate in UAE industrial zones. I have a big manufacturing industry and which is having a lot of production machinery and warehouses where the products are kept, and we are operating the business. So we are making some shoes and we want to export these shoes to United States of America. So how we are going to do this? Yes, we need a customer in USA. So now how we both want to do the business with each other and how this business will be completed. For that purpose, I have to communicate with my bank, and this bank will talk with the bank of my customer, and these both bank issue a letter of credit. So I will get an LC account, and this LC account will give a full responsibility of this order because this will get a surety from the bank of the customer, and then when this surety bound is completed I will get an LC account. Then the shoes will be shipped to the United States. When it will receive, it will acknowledge the bank to release the payment, and this payment will be transferred to my bank, and this whole process is called a letter of credit. Also the forex dealings we have to treat with the shares and also escrow accounts. Investment banks, on the other hand, deal with the more sophisticated operations. So, also, the banks are going to assist in different business major corporate events like the IPOs. The IPOs, this is called an initial public offerings. And this is all where the stock market starts its business. I have an idea and I want to make a theme park. So I want to create a theme park where different people will come and have a lot of entertainment, food, and drinks, coffee. So they all will be having a different flavors in this theme park. To make this theme park, I need approximately 2 million dirhams. So these dirhams are required to create this theme park, but I have only approximately zero point 0.5 million dirhams. So I have to collect 1.5 million dirhams to complete this theme park. So for that, I launch 1.5 million shares to the stock market with the idea of theme park. And then different people come and they are going to buy the different shares. And these shares are kept by them, and these shares are considered as an investment to my business. When my targeted revenue is achieved, I will start making the theme park, and the most of the investors or the most educated investors are the most educated investors are collected and the board of directors are created. Board of directors are created. So this board of directors are going to make the decision about the place and the via and the ideas and the services that will be offered into the theme park. So they all are going to be the managing directors or operational managers, and they are going to look after the whole business. Then this theme park is going to be completed, and when the theme park is completed, so on the first launch or the on the day of launch, it has done the business of 100,000 dirhams. So the total business value become 2.1 million. So the anyone who bought the share for 1 dirham has a rise in the amount. The more operations of the theme park are done and the more profit is added to the business, and the business reaches to 3 million, then they have a profit of 1 million. By the profit of 1 million, the value of one share will become 1.5 dirham. So this is how the forex trading and the share and the stock market work in the world. So this is also offered by the banks. So banks are responsible for the companies and for collecting the funds and issuing these funds to the uh, persons with the idea and the board of directors. So So now I'm sure that you will agree with these two businesses model and will quite different, and it makes sense to analyze them separately. So which one are referring to when suggesting why banks won't ignore cryptocurrencies, commercial and investment banks? So the major difference between the cryptocurrencies and the investment bank is that no third parties and no additional charges, no restrictions on the funds, no credit card charges, no check charges. So actually, both, but let the focus on commercial banks first since they impact on everyday life of the most of the peoples. The commercial banking business model need an update in the major way that the advent of cryptocurrencies and the blockchain technology. In 2015, the letter of shareholders was issued by the commercial bank. Jamie Dimon, the CEO and the chairman of JP Morgan Chase, the biggest bank in the world, and they have hundred of startups with a lot of brains and money who are hard at work and alternative to the traditional bank. Silicon Valley is coming after 2017 and the huge amount of capital research development into the cryptocurrencies and the blockchain technology. It would be an aggregation to say that the Silicon Valley and the tech startups are not just coming. So there are a lot of advancing at full speed to impact, and the banking is the first sector to be feel free to force, but should banks even bother their businesses? Model has valid for the hundred of years and the internet hasn't created any significant disruption so far. So now we talk about the internet of money. Beside what are the banks are doing, there are a lot of advantages on using the cryptocurrencies in the financial sector. This is peer to peer electronic cash system. So in this peer-to-peer electronic cash systems, the decision maker is the proof of concept, which is called the consensus mechanism. So no third parties are there. So when I want to send as a peer some amount to one of my supplier for buying the goods, then it can be done between us. And this is kept secret because of cryptographic hashing algorithms. So these hashing algorithms are going to perform well and they are kept secret on the blockchain. And it is possible due to some hacking or attack or the uh, intruders, the information in the bank can be changed. But in case of blockchain, the information cannot be changed because this is immutable. So because of its immutability, it is impossible to keep the information changed in the financial sectors with the help of blockchain. So people started trusting more on the cryptocurrencies as compared to the banks. Now, people don't want to sell their videotapes on the shops, but any company is going to make a movie, they are simply going to publish that movie on Netflix. So these are the example that the technological revolution has come. Now the Netflix can receive payment through banks and as well it can receive information through the cryptocurrency. So it is the need of every e-commerce platform that they are going to treat with the crypto assets like Litecoin or the Bitcoin or the Ethereum. So they all are going to treat on the online medium. Now we do not expect from the people to deposit their money into the banks. Instead, they are going to utilize their money online with their independence of expression and the more trust and the secrecy and the transparency. Even we are going to buy the diamonds on the internet and that diamond selling company is on the blockchain, so it is more reliable. So we can quickly go and see the traceability of the diamond and then we purchase it using the cryptocurrencies. So there is a lot of inventions in the crypto market, and there is a lot of innovations. I give you a very good example. All of us know about the YouTube. There is another example that is called D.Tube. And D.Tube is also a video streaming website where we can share our videos, but anyone who is going to get benefit this video, we will be paid back in the form of cryptocurrencies. So we will get a response with the help of cryptocurrencies. Similarly, there is a website that called Steemit. So Steemit is similar to the Twitter. So like Twitter, this Steemit is going to have tweets and information sharing and the news, but this is based on the blockchain technology. And because of this blockchain technology, this is immutable, transparent, and anyone who is going to get benefit from the tweets of the Steemit, they are going to pay it back because of the benefit is very clear. So we made a video on a YouTube and more people are going to visit it. We will not get too much benefit as we will get it on the D.Tube. Similarly, I have shared an information on the Twitter and people are going to have benefit from that tweet. So if I am going to share it on a Steemit, I will get the token rewards in response. So that's a great uh, impact of blockchain in the financial sector. So we can say that the advent of Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies in general gave people a viable alternatives, very secure payments, and without third party interference. Digital money on the blockchains, it will be very easy to send the funds. So the banks are not having option of storing the funds. So more and more people are getting out of their funds from the banks and they are keeping it on the globe, or we can say they are keeping it on the internet. And in the internet, there is a chain of blocks information, and that is called a blockchain. So this blockchain is having an information. So in this way, the more and more blocks are added to the blockchain, and the more blocks are added to the blockchain. For example, we say for this block there are one, two, three, and four blocks. And these four blocks are called the validations for this first block. It means when the block is added to the blockchain, it cannot be deleted, cannot be removed, the information cannot be updated. So, the more blocks are on the stack, then the transaction in the block is more secure and more reliable and more validated. So, the clearest evidence that the people consider cryptocurrencies as a viable alternative comes from the countries surfing hyperinflation like Zimbabwe and Venezuela. The price of Bitcoin skyrocketed there and held a substantial premium over the rest of the world. This was due to the exceptionally high demand of Bitcoin in these countries because The economy of Zimbabwe and Venezuela was going down due to the corrupt government there. So people have less reliability on the government and the inflation was high. So people started invested into the blockchain and the Bitcoin. So which made it a high demand in that country. So all of this will benefit the consumer and likely disrupt the traditional bank as they start losing business. We believe that the smart response would be try to adopt to the changing paradigm and embrace the new technology with all the benefits. So a lot of blockbuster movie companies are not comfortable because they haven't evolved them according to the technology revolution. Similarly, the logistic, the banks, the financial organization, the manufacturing unit, the supply chain, and they all have to rely on the blockchain so their financial investments can be more reliable. So there are the billions of dollars paid in the banking fees every day. So this will be eliminated and paid to the people who are the part of the financial transactions like blockchain. So national and the international money transfers services are kept quickly with the help of blockchain technology. So it makes it cheaper, very less fees. I can decide either I have to pay or not pay the amount as a service fee in case when I am going to the transaction on a blockchain or the cryptocurrencies. So these are the few banks who has transformed their business transactions to the hyperledger because they know that the demand of blockchain is going to be high and hyperledger is one of the biggest blockchain for the non cryptocurrencies concepts. So these banks started investing and they are having a lot of benefits because the IBM is owning the Hyperledger fabric and it is going to be implemented in many countries every day. So the RBC Bank and the US Canada Interbank, they are also investing in the blockchain technologies and the Hyperledger fabric. So they are transferring their business to the next level and they are doing the less people when the bank is doing the similar to the blockchain, so they will be having a less infrastructure cost, less services cost, and less uh, staffing cost, and similarly less payments to the state bank because of the less expensive in that. So everyone is transforming themselves towards the uh, world of blockchain. Now we are going to talk about the blockchain in the insurance. We know that we want a insurity of our goods to be transferred to the customers, and if there is some accident happen, then we have paid back the amount of that amount. And there is a lot of truders or the customers who are going to uh, deceive the insurance companies. Like I had a article read in the US hospital that the doctor has given uh, the insurance claim of the teeth of one of its patient, and 2 months ago another dentist sent uh, claim for the removal of the same teeth. So this is how happening in the insurance. But the blockchain will come because of its transparency, immutability, the rely will be there, and there will be no need for the verification of the funds, and the smart contracts will quickly transfer the funds to the beneficiaries. So in the insurance, the blockchain can impact a lot of things. Also, there are financial regulators like tax collectors, custom collectors. If all the information is on the blockchain, so when we travel from one place to another, we know when we are going to ship something from one place to another place, so we have to wait for the documentation. and the 20% of the cost of one shipment is spent on doing the paperwork. So, to avoid this paperwork, we are going to think about how these financial regulators can be satisfied if the information is on the blockchain and they become the member of shared information in case of private blockchain. So, it is very quick to handle the financial regulators and the tax can be transferred automatically. So, uh, this way, the blockchain is contributing in the financial regulators. And that's all for the today. And I hope you enjoyed the session. Now it's time to ask the question. Thank you.